Are you having trouble coming up with content ideas for your blog or your video channel? Worry no more. In this video, I'm going to have you swimming in an endless sea of ideas, and we're starting right now. Content is still king, and it'll always reign supreme, because if we stop creating new content, the world would fall into a deep, sad, depressing darkness. Because we wouldn't have any new information to consume, and we love consuming new information, don't we? I mean, that's what content is anyway, right? It's just information or an art form that we transfer from our thoughts into a consumable format, like music or writing or videos or painting and so on. A lot of people look at creating content like this big mystical thing, but just like anything else, if you apply a system to it, you mix in a little bit of inspiration, it's actually pretty easy to come up with new ideas. And if you want a free checklist to keep in your phone to help remind you of the steps that I'm going over in this video and more, you can find the link down in the description for that. New content ideas can easily be found in the details of your niche or niche, depending on where you grew up. Let's say, for example, that you have a blog or a video channel about cleaning house. The first thing that you need to do is break everything down into parts. So for that, as an example, we'd break it down into windows, floors, stairs, doorknobs, and so on. For each of those items, you can create sub-items and then sub-items until you exhaust each option or each detail that you're working on. Let me elaborate on that for you. Let's say we start with your topic of cleaning. Underneath cleaning, let's say your subtopic would be stairs. Within stairs, you have, let's say, wooden stairs. And then within wooden stairs, you have ways to clean different kinds of wooden stairs. Within stairs, you also have carpeted stairs. So let's say you have different ways to clean different types of carpeted stairs, ways to preserve the color in the carpeted stairs, and so on. If you just sit down with a piece of paper or your computer and you work through all the details that are involved with cleaning stairs, you would be surprised at all the different ideas that you can come up with, because you have the surface of the stairs, you have how to keep wooden stairs from getting slick when you clean them so that nobody falls down your steps. You can go into how to clean the banisters on the stairs, how to keep the walls clean as you're going up and down the stairs. Then, once you exhaust each item, like how to clean a tile floor, for example, then you can try to come at it from a totally different angle. For the tile floor example, you can spin that off into the best surfaces to get that are still visually appealing, but the easiest to clean. And then you can break down each one of those surfaces into the best way to keep it clean. Or with keeping the tile floors as your topic, you can spin outside of that and make a post or a video about how to keep the rest of your house clean when you're having new tile floors put in. This technique works for pretty much everything, so break out a piece of paper or your computer and apply it and see how many topics you can come up with. Now, if you apply that system and you're still coming up dry, now it's time to hit the internet. Forums are a wealth of content ideas because it's filled with people that are looking for solutions to problems or faster and better ways to do things. And we all know that providing solutions to problems is a great way to bring people to your content. As a matter of fact, the video that you're watching right now was inspired by a post on the Warrior Forum where a user was asking how to come up with new content ideas. So I didn't even have to look for this idea. It actually found me, which is great because all I was doing my daily check-ins to the Warrior Forum to kind of see what's going on. And somebody made this post about how to make content, and voila, now I have a content idea to this video that you're watching right now. YouTube and Reddit are also great places to look for inspiration because the community is so huge. But you have to be careful because both of them are extremely distracting, so use both of those sites with extreme caution when you're looking for inspiration. When using these sites for inspiration, don't just look at the videos and posts that other people are making and try to copy them. Look down in the comments and see the problems that people are having or the questions that they're asking and find solutions and answers to them. The comment section alone for just one video or Reddit post could possibly give you content ideas for the next month or two. SlideShare is also a great place to find inspiration because there's so much content pouring into there. Just go to the search option, type in your niche, and see all the different options that come up for you. If nothing comes up, then maybe you should put up some slides for your stuff so that people can find you through SlideShare as well. Another great and enjoyable idea to help you find content ideas is get away from your desk for a little bit. Sometimes just going for a walk can loosen up your brain a little bit to where you're thinking about other things instead of trying to make something happen so bad that it just doesn't happen. So if you're having trouble coming up with content ideas and the other steps in this video haven't worked out for you, or you've just completely exhausted them, don't be afraid to take that break, but make sure you take your phone with you so you can jot down any ideas that you do have. Something that you don't want to do when you're taking a break is you don't want to go see a movie, or you don't want to play video games or something like that to where it's going to occupy your mind and just completely blow past time for you. What you want to do is you want to do an activity that lets your mind wander and let your mind be free a little bit to kind of refresh you and let you come up with something new. Another tip that I have to give you is make a content schedule. Take the time to sit down and figure out what it is that you're gonna write about or make videos about for the next month or two, so that it takes a little bit of the pressure off, so you know what you gotta make and when you gotta post it, instead of having to come up with what it is that you're gonna make. As a side note, a content schedule actually saved me recently because I had a hard drive fail. But it didn't fail, I actually dropped it and it broke into a bunch of pieces. So I lost all the videos that I had pre-made on there. So what I had to do is I had to consult my phone, my content list that I had in my phone, and I keep it backed up on my computer, so that I know what videos that I have to remake instead of having to come up with brand new content ideas. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, and if you want to help other people come up with new content ideas, leave the methods that you use down in the comments or any questions that you might have about coming up with new content ideas. And for more sites that you can use for inspiration and a checklist that you can keep in your phone for when you're struggling with ideas, click the link down in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And as a personal public service announcement, I want to remind you to back up your data now. And I'm not trying to sell anything. I just want to remind you, back up your data now, because I lost my hard drive, like I told you earlier in the video, and I can't explain the inconvenience and the lost time that it's caused me. So make sure that you back up your hard drives and make backups of your backups right now if you can. See you next time.